let's get one thing straight. Nothing has ever been perfect. No relationship has ever been perfect. Everything has its ups and downs, its seasons, its times, happy, sad, so on and so forth. The law of rhythm. Okay, nothing is steadily good and nothing is steadily bad, but there are some things that get a little more worse depending on the generation that we live in or the times that we live in. And these times that we live in, it seems like dysfunction in relationships or relationships period are starting to disintegrate. That whole idea of relationships and commitment, it's starting to get more scarce as time goes on. This is what it seems. And a major factor to this is the whole thought and Playa dynamic, the whole thought and Playa culture. And don't get it twisted. This is not isolated to one demographic or one type of quote unquote culture. This is the westernized culture. So it's just a blanket term. It's an umbrella term. When I say thought and Playa culture, it's an umbrella term for pretty much Western society. And I'm gonna get into it. This is Tarik Talks Midnight Podcast. Sit down, relax, and enjoy. Y'all, the whole notion of commitment in relationships has been under attack, by from a lot of aspects, from a lot of angles. It's been under attack from a lot of angles, from social media, from media itself, from the mainstream narrative. Okay, all of these things really invite and almost encourage, encourage people to not be committed and to not value relationships. There are so many shows that condone cheating, show it as this cool thing or this cute thing or this romantic thing. It's romanticized. It just promotes single motherhood. No knock on single mothers, because that is a touchy subject and we don't know everybody's we don't know everyone's situation. We can't just sit here and judge like, oh, single mother this and single mother that. I'm not that. This isn't that type of channel, y'all. This is not that type of channel. So please don't think that I'm that type of channel, right? But it's pretty obvious. It's pretty apparent that single motherhood, it is a side effect. It is a consequence of relationships being torn apart. And I believe that the thought and the Playa culture, which promotes people to be very promiscuous, is a major reason. So the thought culture, okay, first of all, let's start with the Playa culture. What is the Playa culture? The Playa culture is basically what young men are encouraged to do. Being a player, having multiple women or rotations. A lot of these manosphere channels, they promote having a rotation of women, and they're supposedly trying to help out men. But they promote stupid shit like having a rotation of women. They promote stuff like, hey, look, F these girls over and don't even worry about how they feel, right? The thing about it is, if that were to happen to one of these guys' daughters, they would be pissed off. They would be pretty fucking pissed. And in the past, I was guilty of having that mindset like, oh, F these girls over. I don't even care how they feel. Blase. And the thing about that is, fellas, is you reap what you sow. So if you out here thinking that you're some kind of top dog player, you messing with guys as girlfriends, or you are participating in adultery and or you're out here just spinning plates, whatever the hell. And the thing about spinning plates is at some point you are going to run into complications because not every girl is okay with that. A lot of these manosphere channels make it seem like every chick is going to be okay with being a side piece. Y'all, that type of stuff gets guys killed. You know, that type of stuff. There's been stories where, women have caught their men with their side piece and that guy got deleted. Nah, this is for real. And we hear stories about men doing that, but women do it too. Trust and believe, women do spiteful stuff when they find out that you've been trying to run this whole Playa game on them. And this is not preaching. You could do whatever the hell you want. If you're a man listening to this and you got a rotation, you got you a nice little rotation, you got Shaniqua, Maria, Tiffany, you got all the colors of the rainbow, right? You got every flavor. You got them in all flavors. You doing your thing, player. Keep doing your thing. But the thing about it is everything does have a consequence. And the universe, it mirrors your actions. Okay, so that's the thing with the player culture. It only shows the bright side of things. It doesn't show these guys. And the thing about it, guys, is a lot of guys that are players in their younger years, they grow up to be burnouts. I've seen it so many times. A lot of the dudes that were envied, the popular guys in school, now you look at them and they're balding. They're in their early 30s, mid 30s, bald as hell, out of shape. Like, damn, homie, in high school you was the man, homie, type of deal. That, I swear to God, that 50 Cent line always comes to mind. Damn, homie, in high school you was the man, homie. What the fuck happened to you? And that's for real, because that whole player bullshit is a waste. I'm telling y'all, it is a waste of time. All this time that you were chasing tail, not trying to build something serious, not trying to build a legacy, not trying to build a strong family, you basically not having any morals. All that time was wasted. Right now, the thought culture is no different. It's pretty much, for the young ladies, a huge waste of time. A lot of these young ladies are falling into the thought culture and they don't even realize that it is thought culture. They don't think that sleeping with different men every other month is a thought, is being a thought. And I'm sorry to break it to you. I'm sorry. We've all heard the don't judge this, don't judge that. It is what it is, though, because the thing about it is what a lot of these young ladies don't realize is that they are making it harder for themselves in the future because they're not thinking about the future. All they're thinking about, they're not thinking about the relationship that they really want, the strong, healthy relationship. They're not thinking about that. All they're thinking about is getting their rocks off, living their best life. And what does thought culture promote? Well, we all know what it promotes. It promotes sleeping with guy to guy. It promotes going out to clubs, getting drunk, intoxicated, just wasting your life away doing nonsense. And at the end of the day, they realize that their life bared no fruit. And a lot of these young ladies, unfortunately, like I said, end up being single moms. And I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback, but it is what it is. You could get mad at me, but deep down inside, a lot of them chicks know I'm telling the truth, right? When their life is in shambles and they have a lot of emotional baggage and they just don't know why. They just don't know why they always feel depressed. Well, it's because you've been hopping from guy to guy. You've been absorbing all of those energies, right? Women are not meant to just be hopping from guy to be promiscuous. They're not built for that, even though they can. Okay. Even though, and there's an old saying, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Okay. You can do crack, but should you? Probably not. You can smoke meth, but should you? Probably not. It's the same thing with women being promiscuous, living this hot girl, listening to these corny ass rappers or these corny ass pop singers like Ariana or Meg Thee Stallion, or whatever. Pick whatever Thot R&B artist you want, and they're listening to these chicks and they're imitating them, not knowing that this is gonna ruin their future. And it's just not conducive to a healthy relationship. A lot of relationships are ruined because even when so-called players and thots get into relationships, they can't break out that mode. Now they're too far gone. They've caught way too many bodies. They've mingled with way too many spirits to just settle down with one person. They get bored real quick. Why do you think these type of people get bored real quick? Why do you think players and thots be getting bored real quick with one partner? It's because they've just been programmed to hop from person to person. They've been programmed to be promiscuous, and they don't value relationships. They don't take them seriously. A lot of these people in marriages do not take it seriously. I can't tell you how many married people, men and women, okay, it's not just women, because I hear a lot of, women be at work. I've seen just as many men that are quote unquote married fool around in their workspace, just coming into work, flirting. I'm single at the time. I was single. Now I'm in a relationship, got a newborn baby girl, love her to death. But I was single at the time, and I was like, damn, y'all married? Like, shit, y'all out here being more flirty and promiscuous than I am. I'm dead ass serious. I remember this when I was working on a base in the Navy, and I would watch all these quote unquote married women and married men fooling around with other people. I'm like, this is crazy. And it really makes you look at relationships in a sort of messed up way, right? It really kind of makes you lose faith in relationships. So it's just something to think about, just something to think about, guys. Just be careful out here. All right. Anyway, with that being said, love y'all. Peace.